Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the inaugural meeting for the newly elected council for 2022 to 2026. So as part of the welcome, I'd like to also introduce the staff that are here, the admin staff, and I'll have each of them stand up and say so that council will get to know all these. Some of them are managers. There's a few other staff here as well. And I know there's one, definitely Brian, Public Works. So Cindy, could you begin, please? Okay. And Chris? Okay.
Thank you, Meyer, Manager of Public Works. Here to help with the party. And Chris was not
and Brian. That's great. I'm glad to see everyone that came. It's nice to have, a lot of folks be interested in, certainly in council and council business. So I'd like to thank you for coming. Now, next will be the roll call. So I'm going to call your name and you just say here so that the deputy clerk can record you. So I see the first one as Philip Smith, Nikki Gowdy, here. Lynn Cleggs, here. Craig Middleton, here. Susan Irwin, here. Cindy Kelsey, here. Bill Everett, here. Danny Meeks, here. And Francis Smith. Okay, the first thing is I'd like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional and unceded territory of the Algonquin Nation. So next, we're going to go ahead start with the oaths, and I'll have first come forth is Mayor-elect Francis Smith to take her declaration. And you'll repeat after me. Oh, I guess I should come closer to the mic. We better come closer to the mics. Water. Okay, and it'll be I, and you have to say your name.
Francis Smith,
Having been elected or appointed
to
the office of mayor
in
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
the municipality of Central Frontenac,
do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Okay. I just have to sign. Please, right there. And I'll sign that. Congratulations, Mayor-elect Francis Smith. And you can now take your rightful seat at the table.
Thank you.
Okay, so next we will start with District 1, and we'll start with Cindy Kelsey. If you wish, you both can come up together if you would rather take some time. Then it doesn't take as much time. Yes, absolutely. I guess we'll have to use that mic and the other mic as well, maybe a couple of them. Okay.
At the same time or one after the other? I think we'll say it together.
You can say it together if you wish. Okay, and I'll have you each say your names individually. So you can start, Cindy.
I, Cindy Kelsey,
I, Lynn Plagus,
Having been elected
having been elected
or appointed to
or appointed to the office
of councillor,
of Councillor,
Ward 1
Ward 1,
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
in the
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
do solemnly promise and declare
do solemnly promise and declare that
I will truly,
I will truly,
faithfully, and impartially
faithfully, and impartially
exercise this office
exercise this office
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
I have not received
I have not received
and will not receive
and will not receive
any payment or reward
any payment or reward
or promise thereof
or promise thereof
for the exercise of this office
for the exercise of this office
in a biased,
in a biased,
corrupt,
corrupt,
or in any other improper manner.
or in any other improper manner.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
direct or indirect,
direct or indirect,
in accordance with
in accordance with
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to His Majesty King Charles III.
to His Majesty King Charles III.
And I make this solemn promise,
And I make this solemn promise
and declaration conscientiously,
and declaration conscientiously,
believing it to be true,
believing it to be true,
and knowing that it is
and knowing that it is
of the same force
of the same force
and effect
and effect
as if made under oath.
as if made under oath.
Perfect, ladies. Okay. Each of you sign.
you need this one signed or yours?
It doesn't matter, that one, because I have mine too. Paper chair. I will sign them all after. Thank you, and congratulations and welcome. Take your seat. Next is District 2. So we have Bill Everett and Danny Meeks, and you both can do it at the same time. As saves a bit of time, I guess. Everyone? Yeah. That's right, and the microphones. Okay. So I'll say, I,
Danny Meeks,
I, Bill Everett,
having been elected
having been elected
or appointed
or appointed
to the office of councillor,
to the office of councillor,
Ward 2,
Ward 2,
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
do solemnly promise
do solemnly promise
and declare that
and declare that
I will truly,
I will truly,
faithfully, and impartially
faithfully, and impartially
exercise this office
exercise this office
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
I have not received
I have not received
and will not receive
and will not receive
any payment or reward
any payment or reward
or promise thereof
or promise thereof
for the exercise of this office
for the exercise of this office
in a biased,
in a biased,
corrupt,
corrupt,
or any other improper manner.
or in any other improper manner.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
direct or indirect,
direct or indirect,
in accordance with
in accordance with
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to His Majesty King Charles III.
to His Majesty King Charles III.
And I make this solemn promise
And I make this solemn promise
and declaration conscientiously,
and declaration conscientiously,
believing it to be true
believing it to be true
and knowing that it is
and knowing that it is
of the same force
of the same force
and effect as if made under oath.
and effect as if made under oath.
Right, thank you. Okay, now we need to vote to sign. Congratulations and welcome, and please take your seat at the table. Okay, now we have Susan and Craig. So we'll do the same for both of you. I,
Susan Irwin,
I, Craig Middleton,
having been elected
having been
being
elected
elected
or appointed to
or appointed to
the office of Councillor,
the office of Councillor,
Ward 3,
Ward
Ward
3,
3,
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
do solemnly promise
do
do solemnly promise
and declare that
and declare that
I will truly,
I will truly,
faithfully, and impartially
faithfully, and impartially
exercise this office
exercise this office
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
I have not received
I have not received
and will not receive
and
will not receive
not receive
any payment or reward
any payment or reward
or promise thereof
or promise thereof
for the exercise of this office
for the exercise of this office
in a biased,
in a biased,
corrupt,
corrupt,
or any other improper manner.
or in any other improper manner.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
direct or indirect,
direct or indirect,
in accordance with
in accordance with
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to His Majesty King Charles III.
to His Majesty King Charles III.
And I make this solemn promise
And I make this solemn promise
and declaration conscientiously,
and declaration conscientiously,
believing it to be true
believing it to be true
and knowing that it is
and knowing that it is
of the same force
of
of the same force
and effect
and effect
as if made under oath.
as if
As
made under oath.
Perfect. Okay, there's the.
I have pen.
Okay,
you runner, Danny.
congratulations and welcome. Please take your seat. And Nikki and Philip. I,
Nikki Gowdy,
I, Philip Smith,
having been elected
having been
having been
elected
elected
or appointed to the office
or appointed to the office
of Councillor Ward 4
of Councillor Ward 4
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
in
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
do solemnly promise
do
do solemnly promise
and declare that
and declare that
I will truly,
I will truly,
faithfully, and impartially
faithfully, and impartially
exercise this office
exercise this office
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
I have not received
I have not received
and will not receive
and will not receive
any payment or reward
any payment or reward
or promise thereof
or promise thereof
for the exercise of this office
for the exercise of this office
in a biased,
in a biased,
corrupt,
Sorry, inadvised or corrupt.
in any other improper manner.
Or any other
proper manner.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
I
I
will disclose any pecuniary
interest,
direct or indirect,
direct or indirect,
in accordance with
in accordance with
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
the
the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to His Majesty King Charles III,
to His Majesty King Charles III.
and I make this solemn promise
And I make this solemn promise
and declaration conscientiously,
and declaration conscientiously,
believing it to be true,
believing it to be true,
and knowing that it is of the same
and knowing that it is of the same
force
force
and effect
and
and
effect
effect
as if made under oath.
as if made under oath.
Congratulations and welcome. Please take your seat at the table. Okay, so next on our agenda. Let's grab the agenda. So next you have each of the councillors from District 4. Words to come up and say a few words.
Okay. So now we're going to give our new counselors an opportunity to say a few words, and we'll go around the table, starting with Philip Smith.
Thank you. I first wanted to thank the electorate for an opportunity to sit at the table again. And I look forward to working with everybody that's been re-elected or elected, as well as staff, and hoping that we can make the next 4 years a successful 4 years.
Thank you. Nikki, you're next.
Thank you. I just again want to thank all of the residents for the support. I'm looking forward to representing them again for another 4 years. I'm looking forward to working with everybody for 4 years. And I want to thank my family for the support I've had and the support I know I'll continue to have.
Okay, next is Craig Middleton.
Yeah, first of all, the same as Philip and Nikki, I'd like to thank everyone for the support they gave me during the election. I'd like to also congratulate Madam Mayor and the other councillors on getting elected. I look forward to working with everybody in the staff of Central Frontenac in the next coming years. I hope we can accomplish a lot of good things over the next 4 years for the Township of Central Frontenac. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sue Irwin.
First of all, I'd like to echo Kathy's remarks and thank all of you for your interest in the township and for attending this inaugural meeting. As one of the elected representatives of OSO, you've already heard from Craig, I'm honored and humbled by the support, words of encouragement, and high expectations. It is truly a privilege to be a representative for OSO. I am also honored and humbled by the expressions of support I received from residents throughout Central Frontenac. And I can assure you it is a privilege, as well as an exciting opportunity to work with my fellow councillors, the mayor, and the staff of the township to make and oversee the implementation of decisions for the benefit of the entire community of Central Frontenac. I ran for council because I felt I had the experience and the skills to improve the accountability of council and to make fair, reasoned, and principled decisions. Well, the rubber has hit the road with the election. And I apologize, Mayor, the street that shall not be named.
Thank you.
And so it's time for me to demonstrate that I will serve as a responsive, capable, and accountable member of council. So I thank you for this opportunity for your vote of confidence, and I will do my very best to be worthy of your trust and to fulfill your expectations. So thank you. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And to the public, please relay your concerns as well as your ideas, not just short term, but long term. What's your vision for this community so that we can all work together in achieving that? Thank you.
Hey, next is Bill Everett.
Madam Mayor, thank you. Fellow councilors, staff, residents. I'm excited to be here and also somewhat terrified. And all I can hope is that we all go out in 4 years with the same popularity that we came in. Thank you.
Danny Meeks.
I too would like to thank everyone in District 2 for all their support throughout the election. And I'm also looking forward to working with the council and staff in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Excellent. Cindy Kelsey.
I would like to thank everyone who has supported me over the years, and I would like to thank staff for all of the help they've given me over the last 2 terms. I'm very excited to be working with everyone at the table here. I think we've got a great bunch of people to work with, and I'm hoping for all the best for the next 4 years. Thank you.
Hey, Lynn Clakus.
I want to thank, first of all, my husband, my family, and most of all of the residents that believed in me to put me up here. And I look forward to the next 4 years, working with everybody here on council and with the township staff. And thank you.
Thank you. Now it's the mayor's remarks. And I want to tell you that I don't normally write speeches, but the inaugural is a time for the mayor to make a speech. And since I didn't have to campaign, I missed out on all those opportunities. So you're stuck with me, and I've only got 10 or 12 pages, but I'll keep it short. Good evening, everyone, staff and community and council. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this inaugural meeting for the incoming council for 2022 to 2026 term. Wow, that's a long way down the road. First, I want to congratulate each of you for becoming a councillor for Central Frontenac. The exciting part of campaigning is over, and now the work begins. And I'll talk about that a little later as I go on. I want to thank the Central Frontenac community for allowing me to be your mayor for another 4 years. I've lost count of the number of years that I've actually been involved in municipal politics, and that's maybe a good thing. One thing I will tell you is that I'm not stuck in old ideas, and I'm very open to doing things differently for the right reasons. I don't believe that change is bad, but I do believe that change must make sense and it must be done for the right reasons. I know a lot of you commented during your campaigns about making changes if elected. And I would ask all of you to take the time to learn why we do what we do, why decisions are made the way they are, and be prepared to suggest alternatives and be prepared to discuss and make compromises where compromises need to be made. I believe that good teamwork involves coming to the table, presenting your ideas, being prepared to alter your thinking if the facts presented suggest that there may be another better solution. None of us have the market on best ideas, but give and take and being fully involved in the discussions can create solutions that everyone can get behind. This is how I want to see us work over the next 4 years. Open-minded and leading with the best decisions for our constituents needs to be top of our mind. As your mayor, I have a number of responsibilities, but some of the ones I'm going to talk about is around this table. And my job is to chair the meetings in a way that ensures that everyone who wants to comment has their turn to speak on issues, to ensure that the public wishing to make presentations has an opportunity to do so, and to keep the meeting on task and on agenda and following the procedural bylaw, and to ensure that we listen to each other and that we're respectful of each other and staff always. Our staff work hard for us, and it isn't easy when your board of directors or your bosses change every 4 years. It will take them some time to get used to our decision-making style and our questions and comments. They are prepared to discuss how their departments operate. And when they bring their reports to council, they've done the research and they will present all of the possible options available for council to make informed decisions. I'm very pleased that all of you, returning and newly elected, are becoming part of our new team at this table. Returning councillors, my hope is that you will offer your insight and help the new councillors along the way. The work we do is always interesting, often challenging, but with all of us bringing our ideas and efforts to the table, I'm confident we'll make good decisions for the residents we represent. Most of the time, our decisions are unanimous, but not always, and that's the way it should be. We have all different skills and different life experiences and different visions for our areas. We will bring different perspectives and ideas to the table. And as long as we're respectful and prepared to listen and able to discuss even the tough discussions and respect each other as we do it and keep an open mind, we'll serve our community to the best of our ability. I certainly hope that you enjoy reading, because one of the things in this job is you will get lots to read. The job does consume a few days prior to every meeting in the reading material. Sometimes calling Kathy or a department head to ask a little question about something you've read that you just can't get past and wonder what's that all about. Call them, call Kathy, call the department heads and ask. Sometimes to get the answer to that little quick question will allow you to go ahead and consume the rest of the material. But you also should never hesitate to ask questions at the table. That's where you get the answers, and that's where other people know what's on your mind and get to answer questions as well. As politicians, we feel it's our obligation to try and fix every problem that's brought to us within our wards or within the whole of Central Frontenac. We do need to remember that as representatives, as well as municipal staff, we have to look at the whole township and deal with priorities and budget, not based on who wants what done. For instance, roads, there's traffic counts and safety issues to take into account. Buildings, what repairs are needed, what's the usage, what's the life expectancy, ball fields, skating rinks, and we can go on and on. Remember, staff will complete all kinds of work in all of our wards if, and it's a big if, we approve the budget dollars to do the work. And the old saying is the buck stops here. And when we're dealing with budget, that's exactly, the buck stops with us. And you'll hear staff say that wasn't in the budget when we come up with something mid-term that we'd like to get done, and it wasn't in the budget. Budgeting and seeing the impact on property taxes is one of the hardest parts of this job, because we want to do everything for everyone. We need to provide the best service we can, but we need to be aware of what that costs. People want the best service, but they don't want their taxes to rise. And neither do we. We're taxpayers as well. That is why some projects have to be pushed to the future or have to wait until we can get a grant, especially for the really expensive projects. Budget talks will start very soon, and you'll be better able to understand what I'm talking about over the next few months. In closing, congratulations to everyone around this table. I look forward to working with all of you. And to the municipal staff, thank you for all you do for this municipality, and we look forward to working with all of you in the years to come. Together, we will continue to make this a great place to live, work, play, and to raise our families. Over the next 4 years, we will do our best for the people of Central Frontenac, and thank you all for all the work we're yet to do. That's it from me. No more written speeches. Now we are going to do the appointments of the deputy mayor and
County council rep after. We'll do the deputy mayor first.
okay. What we're going to do is we're going to put some motions on the table.
Right. So I'm going to give each table one county and one for the deputy mayor. because there may be more than one person wishing to be on either or, on either of those committees. And then the mayor would have to take the procedure as to the nominations.
What the position of deputy mayor is if there's something that I can't attend, the deputy mayor is asked to attend on my behalf. It's not a lot of times that happens, but it could happen if I were away or if I were ill and couldn't attend either a meeting that I chair or an event that you would be asked to go to that on my behalf.
Well, you guys don't have to share these. They're just, yeah. So unless you know of somebody that's interested, I mean, someone can,
Is anybody putting up their hand to
Hand?
be? Have people thought about who wants to be the deputy mayor?
mayor.
Come on, guys, it's not that tough of a job.
I've only been on it 5 minutes. I'll pass.
Very wise man. Nikki,
I would like to nominate Philip Smith for deputy mayor.
okay, do we have a
Just-
seconder?
So we just need it on that motion.
Okay,
Okay, and then if each of you could sign, because we need a mover and a seconder, please.
do we have other nominations? We have Philip Smith, moved by Nikki, seconded by Bill as deputy mayor. Do we have other nominations? If not, as the motion comes forward, we need to close nominations.
Mhm.
So do we need a motion to close?
No, just have to say.
All right.
Yep.
So nobody else is putting their name forward? So nominations are closed. Right. I have a motion moved by Nikki Gowdy and seconded by Bill Everett. That Council Philip Smith be nominated for the appointment to the council for the county of Frontenac. No, this is the wrong
That's
way.
the wrong one.
Sorry.
Here, take. Okay, here's the deputy mayor one.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. We'll change it after. For the deputy mayor of the Township of Central Frontenac, that nominations for this position of deputy mayor for the council of the Township of Central Frontenac be closed, and that Councillor Philip Smith be adopted for the position of deputy mayor for the Township of Central Frontenac for 1 year term commencing November the 15th, 2022. Discussion? All those in favor? Motion's carried. It is a 1-year appointment, so you can all have a chance at it over the next 4. All right, now we move
the county
to
council.
the county council rep. And that person is a 4-year appointment. It is to sit at county council with the mayor. Meetings are once a month. They are during the daytime for all except August. There's no meeting in August. So do we have interest in Philip?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to nominate Nikki Gowdy.
Okay, Nikki. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Lynn. So I'm just
Okay,
going
over
to
there.
change this one. Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yes, we do.
Are there other people interested in the position of county council rep? Calling a second time. Are there any people interested in the county rep position? Nominations are closed. I need a seconder. Oh, sorry, it was Lynn.
Lynn, yes.
Then I think we'll take a break before we do committees. All right. We're going to save you having to sit through the committee appointments. We're going to have a little recess and we can have coffee and goodies. And then we'll come back to the table. If you wish to stay, you're more than welcome. But if you don't want to stay, that will be okay as well. So I have a motion moved by Philip Smith, seconded by Lynn Klegas. Am I saying that right? Okay. That Councillor Nikki Gowdy be nominated for the appointment of the council for the county of Frontenac. That nominations for the appointment to the council for the county of Frontenac be closed, and that Councillor Nikki Gowdy be appointed to council for the county of Frontenac for a 4-year term commencing December December,
It'll be November, I think, whenever, November.
not
30th is when they
2018.
do their inaugural.
December 2022 and ending November 14th, 2026. Discussion. All those in favor? Carried. Welcome, Nikki, and we're off to county.
Yes, we need to do the oath of office for the deputy mayor.
Oh, sorry.
You do get to do that. Philip has to do another oath as the deputy mayor.
Hey, Philip.
Basically the same as he did before.
I get to do your oath this time.
Here we go.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Philip Smith.
Having been elected or appointed to the office of deputy mayor
Having been elected or appointed to the office of deputy mayor
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
in the municipality of Central Frontenac,
do solemnly promise and declare
do solemnly promise and declare
I will truly, faithfully, and impartially
I will truly, faithfully, and impartially
exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability.
exercise this office to the the best of my knowledge and ability.
I have not received and will not receive
I have not received and will not receive any payment
or reward or promise thereof
any payment or reward or promise thereof
for the exercise of this office
for the exercise of this office
in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner.
in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
I will disclose any pecuniary interest,
direct or indirect,
direct or indirect,
in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to His Majesty King Charles III.
to His Majesty King Charles III,
And I make this solemn promise and declaration,
and I make this solemn promise and declaration,
conscientiously believing it to be true,
conscientiously believing it to be true,
and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Sign your life away.
Don't leave and go to the book.
Okay.
All
right.
Break and then we'll.
Okay, now we are going to have a recess and we can chat and have some coffee and then we'll go back to work. I'd say 15 minutes. Sound good? All right. Okay. Cindy, are you gearing us up?
You want that one back? Yeah, I'm gonna have that one for sure. Thank you. That's what's been mentioned. Is it Lynn Clay?
Clagus.
Clagus, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I just said Clays.
Okay, folks, we are back at the table. Now, we have a lot of committees and we have the motion to put people's names in. I think what we need to do is I will mention the committee. People put a show of hands who wants to take that committee, and then we'll have to negotiate whose name actually goes on the motion. So we're going to start with Quinte Conservation Authority. Quinte meets pretty much once a month. They meet during the day at 3:30 in the afternoon, third Thursday of the month. July and August, there's no meetings. So who is interested in Quinte Conservation Authority? Put up your hand. Lynn? And Lynn is in the Quinte region with Kennebec. Anyone else interested? All right, Lynn has got that one. Okay, next is Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority. They meet, I believe it's, oh, Cindy. And daytime, evening? Daytime. Okay. All right. And do they meet in the summer? Okay. All right. Okay. So who's interested in Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority? Cindy was on it before and she's interested in going back. Anyone else? Okay. Cindy, you are back. And Rideau Valley Conservation Authority, that was Victor. And I think they meet during the day. Their office is in Manotick, I believe. Probably similar to the other conservation authorities.
They get paid as well. There's a per diem and.
There's a per diem for all of the conservation authorities. So who's interested in Rideau Valley Conservation Authority? Sue, anyone else? Okay, so Susan Irwin. Frontenac Accessibility Committee Advisory Committee, and this is through the county. They meet periodically.
I think it's quarterly. I think it's quarterly that they do meet, as I know Bill McDonald was on that committee. Staff, and I know Jody's going to be on as one member as the staff, taking over for Donna, who was on it, so.
Okay,
Okay.
so we need one council person to do that. Just so you know, I'm not
Bill.
shirking duties. I'm a member of all the committees. Will I
Yes.
get to them all? No.
Yeah.
Bill, you're interested in that one? Okay. Anyone else interested in that one? All right, Bill Everett. Eastern Ontario Trails Association. They meet in Tweed. I would imagine they meet monthly, or no, they don't. They
Yeah.
meet probably quarterly. Well, maybe monthly, not sure. Tom Dewey was our rep on that one. Who's interested in that one? Cindy Kelsey? Anyone else interested? Craig?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay,
So do you want my reason why?
sure.
Just so if I was to do this committee, I would host this, because I'm only like 30 minutes from Tweed, and I just thought it was the savings for the township having to pay for kilometers.
Actually, the township doesn't pay. EOTA
Yeah.
pays. Or do they? Is that true?
No,
No,
we pay.
We pay, sorry, we
Okay, I
pay.
think for the mileage.
But I think the thing is we need good, strong representation on that committee as well. And there is permits to be picked up in our area that is through EOTA. So, and I think they are daytime meetings.
They are, I think mornings, I think, isn't it? Sometimes they're in the morning or 1 o'clock. I think.
I think so.
Isn't it?
So is that something you can do, Cindy? Okay, Craig? Okay,
He's
the
retired.
next is Frontenac Arena Board. Two representatives there.
Mhm.
Typically, one has been from Hinchinbrook and one from one of the other wards. Who would like to do the Arena Board? They meet, what do they meet? Okay, once a month? Except for summer, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so who would like to do that? Dan? And we need
Philip.
one more. Philip? Anyone else? Okay, so Dan and Philip.
And you're on the family health team.
Okay, family health team, one member. It's always been me, but I'm ex officio. And Susan is already on the family health team. This is basically just a, what do you call it?
Just like something.
A cooperative appointment.
Appointment.
So since you are already a member, I would suggest that we keep Susan on as that one. All right, so Sue Irwin. All right, now we are steering and ad hoc committees and subcommittees. Ad hoc committees are committees that are put together for a specific purpose. When that job is done, then the committee ceases to exist. Our first one is HR Advisory Committee. And we need 3 people there, one of which is the mayor.
Correct.
And this is one that I do sit on.
And
So-
I sit on that as well as the staff member.
So we need 2 other people, right?
Yes.
So a total of 3. Bill, Nikki, Susan. 1, 2, 3. Craig,
Right.
okay. All right. What do we do? Flip a coin? We've got Susan, Craig, Bill, and Nikki. Do we do a straw vote?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Straw vote. Do it as a straw vote.
Okay,
Sit on another.
okay. So we've got Craig, Nikki, and Bill.
Bill? Hmm.
Do we want 3 plus the mayor? We have to be careful on HR
Sure,
because it's, you recommend to council. So we can't have too many people already agreeing to a situation. So we need 2 people and the mayor, I
And the
believe,
mayor.
on this one. Okay, so Bill, Nikki, and Craig. Tell us your backgrounds and why we should pick you. Who wants to go first? Nikki?
No, Craig. Go ahead.
Ladies first. Nikki?
I've been sitting on some hiring committees at work. It's just something that interests me. I really can't think of anything else.
Okay.
to say.
Bill?
Previous occupation, I have led people. I believe in fair practices, hiring and treatment of employees and anybody else.
Okay. Craig?
Previous job, I spent numerous years hiring hundreds of lineman apprenticeships, running apprenticeship programs, representing members of a power workers union, numerous meetings with HR, labor relations, lots of experience with arbitration, grievance process. I don't kind of what I did, but just kind of for the other side of the house.
True.
That's all.
Okay. All right. So we have 3 people. I guess the best way to do it is a show of hands. Unless somebody wants to withdraw. Nobody's withdrawing. So how many people for Nikki? No.
No.
2? Okay. 3?
3. Mhm.
How many for Bill? 1,
3.
2, 3, 3. How many for Craig? 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3, 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So we have a tie. No, we have
No, you got Craig.
You've
He's
got-
got 4 and the other 2 have 3.
Craig
So you have to do a,
and Bill. No,
no, Bill and Nikki. I've got three
Okay.
each.
all right. Bill
Craig's
again.
on it. Craig's on it. As a-
Bill, let's show of hands again. Nikki?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so,
1, 2, 3, 4 for Nikki.
so we have Nikki and Craig.
Yeah.
You'll be our consultant. If we run into something, we'll call on you. All right, so,
Craig and then-
Craig and Nikki. Okay, ad hoc committees to review waste diversion and revenue. And we need 2 people on that.
I think Bill's interested.
Bill Everett. I can't myself.
Tyson.
How often do you meet?
We try to meet monthly. It's been every other month, but it's also been even. So we've done the odd workshop even twice a month. So our goal is monthly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's during the day or is it night?
It is during the day. It's
Okay.
during staff hours.
Okay,
We can do it during, we've done a lot during lunch to try to accommodate people who are working there.
okay. Okay, so Bill, you're still interested?
Madam Mayor, I am. However, for the next 6 weeks, I must declare pecuniary interest as I will divest myself of the business as of December 31st.
Okay. I don't believe
We're having a
there's
detail.
going to be any meeting until January anyway,
That's correct. With
or we
committees.
could wait until January.
I need to have a meeting sooner than later.
Okay,
But you could have 2
We can
members.
discuss,
Yeah.
We've got an important decision to make about our lease and monitoring before the 25th. We've been waiting for the meeting.
But-
We've been waiting for the meeting.
okay.
Mhm. So maybe. December.
Okay, so we need 2 members, so we need 1 other member.
So we got Bill.
Lynn?
Okay.
So we've got Lynn and Bill. Okay. So Bill can attend the meeting, he just can't vote.
That's great. Mhm.
That would also depend on whether there's any financial implications or not. in
Yes.
the-
At the council meeting.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Okay. Central Frontenac Rec Committee, and this is a committee that has been established for years, has not been really successful because it basically is to pull all of the rec committees together by having a council member or 2 council members meeting with the heads of the rec committees. But we
like to
continue
try.
to try to do this. So that's the job of the Central Rec Committee. It's to bring the heads of the 4 district
Yep.
rec committees together and try to do things thinking of the area as one. Yes,
One of the rec committee. Is it also appropriate to want to be on that?
you could, but it's probably not the best idea. Because you would,
Mhm.
if you go on the district rec committees, then you're a chair or co-chair. And you would be involved in those meetings.
That's one.
Mhm.
Okay. Philip? Okay, good. Bill? So we have Philip and Bill. That's it. Excellent. Okay. Now we have rec committees. So we have 1 member for each of the districts. The first one is District 1, which is Kennebec. Lynn? Okay. District 2, Danny? Oh, you're making this so easy. District 3,
Craig?
Craig. District 4, Nikki. All right, the next one is Economic Development. This is one that Brent had last time. Pardon me, Madam Mayor, what's the difference between the Economic Development Committee and then on the next page, it's the Central Frontenac Economic Development Committee? I think it's in the wrong place.
I think we just have 1 economic development committee.
So we'll take the bottom one out and we'll look at Central Frontenac
I think the difference is in the name, in that we want to look at Central Frontenac economic development as a whole and not just a district.
So you can just take one.
Okay, so
I'm
if you're
interested in that.
interested in that, all right. Okay, Charlotte Lake Farmers Market Committee.
Is anybody else interested in that? Should just, no?
All right.
I guess I'm sticking my neck out.
Yeah, when everyone else is quiet. Charlotte Lake Farmers Market. Who would like to take that? It is a no-so. All right, Craig, okay, and it is summertime. The Heritage Festival Committee. Cindy's been involved with that in the past. It happens once a year, February, and you work with the other, I don't even know
Who's on?
how many's on that committee anymore.
Mike Proctor
Yes,
in December.
okay.
So we
Okay,
got-
who would like to take that? Don't everybody speak at once. Craig. It is a one-time event. It's an early winter event. Yes, where they sleep outside and, yeah. That's what I
Activities
remember about it.
outside, yeah.
All right, next is Central Frontenac Trails Revitalization Committee. And that has been Nikki and Craig in the past.
Yeah.
Who would like to do that again? Nikki and Craig. Does anyone else want to do that? All right, Nikki and Craig. And Central Frontenac Washroom Facilities Committee. This was, Bill McDonald was on this one. And this is periodic meetings, nothing regular at
No.
this point. And this is to build washrooms in Charlotte Lake at the beach.
Do some work.
Craig? I'm glad you're retired. Community Policing Committee, that is 2 members of council, Bill Everett, Cindy Kelsey, and Sue Irwin. So we've got 3 people interested.
Okay.
Cindy, you were on it before?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it meets during the day. It's
Mhm.
usually 4
In the morning
times,
or afternoon, sometimes we've had to.
4 times a year?
Yes,
Okay, so it won't be long.
no, because it'll be disbanded because we'll have police services boards instead of community.
Okay, so we have 3 people for 2 positions. Is it a problem to send 3 people this time?
Well, I don't think it matters.
If 3 wish to go,
Let's,
because if some can't make it,
At least you'd have a couple. Yeah.
okay, let's go with 3 then. So we've got Bill, Cindy, and Susan. Okay, Seniors Housing Committee. It's got 2 question mark because it hasn't met in forever because nothing's been happening on seniors
you
housing.
and Bill were on that. You're on that.
Yeah, it was Bill and I and
That's for council reps.
yes.
Cindy and
Yes.
myself
Went as well as
Dan, would you be interested in that
Louise
since
and-
it's housing? Not that it's going to meet a lot. And Philip? Okay, so Susan, Dan and Philip, again, we can have 3 once we get something to build or discuss about building.
yeah.
It's been pretty quiet so far. Septic inspection, re-inspection committee, right?
Yes.
That's septic re-inspection. Implementation. It's really not implementation because it's implemented, but that's the name. Bill, you're interested? We need 3 people on that one. Who else wants to talk about septic? Susan and Nikki. All right. Get right down to the septic. All right, we have our slate of officers.
And I'm going to. You got,
No, pickleball is a
Gonna wait.
subcommittee of the Recreation Committee. And they were an ad hoc committee that was to do a report on where to build pickleball courts. And they presented that, and you'll get a copy of what their presentation was about picking the spots to build pickleball courts. So they did, they gave it
Yes.
over to you.
And I think then what'll be as we go through, I think with council, with the committees, to really look at the committees to see what are ad hoc, what can be disbanded, what committees you'd like to continue with. Because there may be some that we no longer will need.
And terms of reference and policies as to how you're going to work and what it is you need to accomplish. Because we do have a lot of committees. Okay.
They're signing the motion.
Okay, and then we'll read the motion, and if we've got something wrong, if we have your name in the wrong place, then let us know. Nikki,
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A quick question. We require that everyone who is a member, a resident member of any of our committees, that they have a CPIC done for the
Yes.
township. Should it not be fair that as a council, we also have a CPIC that the township keeps on record as well?
Yes, because it's under, especially with some of them, it's the vulnerable sector, especially with recreation committees, because you might be working with children or any of those. Police checks now, and I don't know, do we have the stuff, Cindy, on it? You do it all online. Okay.
Anyone getting a multiple sector check will need to come up with, something other than their standardized letter.
Right. So we'll have to find out more information as to, okay, and then we can let council know for sure.
good. Okay, all right, I have a motion moved by Craig Middleton, seconded by Susan Irwin. That the following appointments be approved and or acknowledged. Committee of Adjustment, all members of council. Emergency Management Program Committee, Mayor and Deputy Mayor, and that's by bylaw 2021-39. External boards, Quincy Conservation Authority, Lynn Clegus, Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority, Cindy Kelsey, Rideau Valley Conservation Authority, Susan Irwin, Frontenac Accessibility Advisory Committee, Bill Everett, Eastern Ontario Trails Association, Craig Middleton, Frontenac Arena Board, Danny Meeks and Philip Smith, Family Health Team, Susan Irwin, Steering and Ad Hoc Subcommittees, HR Advisory Committee, Francis Smith, Craig Middleton, Nikki Gowdy, Ad Hoc Committee to Review Waste Diversion and Revenue, Bill Everett and Lynn Clegus, Central Frontenac Recreation, Philip Smith, Bill Everett, District 1 Recreation Committee, Lynn Clegus, District 2 Recreation, Danny Meeks, District 3 Recreation, Craig Middleton, District 4 Recreation, Nikki Gowdy. Central Frontenac Economic Development Committee, Susan Irwin, Charlotte Lake Farmers Market Committee, Craig Middleton, Heritage Festival Committee, Craig Middleton, Central Frontenac Trails Revitalization Committee, Nikki Gowdy and Craig Middleton, Central Frontenac Washroom Facilities Committee, Craig Middleton, Community Policing Advisory Committee, Bill Everett and Cindy Kelsey.
And Susan.
Oh, do you want to,
They're, oh, on the policing, that's right.
yes,
Susan. Yeah, because we only have the one, the two,
okay.
two lines. There we go.
Right, okay. Seniors Housing Committee, Susan Irwin and Bill Everett. Septic Reinspection Committee, Bill Everett, Susan Irwin and Danny Meeks, Nikki Gowdy.
So no, that's two, because probably Susan was supposed to be up on the top.
Susan, you weren't on that one.
Okay.
Say that again. Seniors Housing,
Okay.
Danny. So seniors is Danny. Danny, Susan and
And Philip.
Bill.
Okay. I was going off you, whatever you had.
Okay. Okay, so septic reinspection is Bill Everett, Susan Irwin and Danny Meeks
And Nikki.
and Nikki. I had my thumb under you over here. Sorry, and Nikki. All right, and nothing for Central Frontenac Pickle Committee. And further, that staff proceed with an ad in the Frontenac News and website to solicit community members' applications and interest in sitting on said committees. So we got it all right now? All those in favor? Motion's carried.
See if we can get some other members. It's a new term of council.
And when we do the orientation, you'll hear more about
Yes.
council committees and how they work and all that stuff. All right,
All right.
we are at adjournment, our first meeting. Done at 5:18. It won't always be that.
Need a moving or a seconder, please. Motion.
Typically, our council meetings run from 4 until usually 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it's, yeah, an hour and a half, sometimes 2 and a half.
After.
If there's some contentious issues, it could be 7:30. All right, we have a motion moved by Dan Meeks and seconded by Bill Everett. That bylaw 2022-66 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the inaugural meeting of council be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed this 15th day of November 2022. And further, that this meeting be adjourned until 1 p.m. November the 22nd, 2022, said meeting to be held at Soldiers Memorial Hall, Sharbot Lake.
That's the orientation. Okay, so that's the one that.
It's here?
Yes, it's going to be here instead of at the fire hall because they're finishing the trenches or something there at the fire hall. So we're going to be having it here 12 noon to come for lunch, and at 1 o'clock we start that, and it's for training purposes.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. 5:19.
Right. That one.
Okay, there's your
That's
last
my
one.
meeting else after. There's lots of people and lots of committees.
Yes.
Well, you might want to, that's what I said, at some point we might want to look at them and see if they still.
Yeah. Poor Craig.